I have seen tons of despicable behavior in my life, both in person and on videos. And I think part of the people who were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, they all should be fired. But this is, of course, a gargantuan task, and at least many accounts on X, very big accounts, are making sure that one by one they are exposed to, not by no personal information, no private information. There's absolutely nothing private here, just the words that they publicly wrote on any social media and their public information attached to their own bio. So this is fair game, right? We need to do a reflection at the end of this video about these people. I'm going to mention just 3 of them because there's way too many, but I think these are the best examples. First one, he got the day he deserved, said nurse with the pronouns in bio at Henry Ford Health in response to Charlie's assassination. Would you feel safe in trusting him with your health care? And the name is Maxwell Berger, I of the Burger, MICU nurse. And yeah, he said literally he got the day he deserved. He is a nurse. That is important. Keep that in mind. Let's keep moving. This is Ashley Creekbaum, a New Orleans firefighter. All right. She had these disgusting words to say about Charlie Kirk today. She posted this on Instagram and then deleted it. Well, it's never deleted, and she has already deleted her about on her Facebook account. Everyone share this and call NOFD Human Resources and voice your complaints. She wrote on her Instagram, I think he should be forced to carry that bullet in his body. That bullet has a right to be there because it's a gift from God. Yeah, that is a firefighter. Oh, a nurse, a firefighter. Maybe you already are starting to notice a pattern here. I'm pretty sure that you are. All right, now, teacher at Goose Creek School District in Texas suggests Charlie Kirk deserved to get shot and it was karma. These are the people teaching your kids. And she said, Utah Governor Spencer Cox calling Charlie Kirk's shooting politically motivated. How devastated they are. I will bet if the victim had been black or brown or a Democrat influencer, he'd have been singing a different tune. Could Kirk have baited just one too many people? Could this have been the consequences of his actions catching up with him? And she said, karma as well. Again, this by the standards of what people have seen, this is quite and say lukewarm, but still is really bad taste if somebody just died, even if you disagree with that somebody. In terms of disagreement, she's a teacher at a school. I think that teachers at school should help kids understand, get along with if they have disagreements, right? So if they have disagreements, maybe you have their teacher. Maybe you have to teach them how to get along with their disagreements, but you yourself cannot deal with that. So we have a nurse, a firefighter, and a teacher. I'm sure that you're spotting that there's one common denominator here. Let's keep moving. Teacher at Naples CSD celebrates Charlie's assassination. Charlie Kirk, who said that gun violence is a price worth paying for his version of the Second Amendment, spent his last coherent moments basically blaming transgender people for gun violence and arguing for stripping them of exactly those rights. The aspiring Goebbels was interrupted by a bullet to the neck, which quickly cured him of HVLD, high-velocity lead deficiency, and shortly thereafter he became a good Nazi. Good riddance to bad garbage. A teacher. So I'm pretty sure that you know where I get into. What is my point here? A nurse, a firefighter, 2 teachers. These are people whose work has a very close relationship with other people. Literally other people. You teach them, you save them, you have this intimate relationship with the well-being, not only of kids, but adults as well. So there's a lot of responsibility on those positions. And these people are speaking like this of a man who was just shot to death. You understand? You understand the dissonance of this all. And again, these people, all these people, and every single one who has been just exposed, their own words, their very public words, nothing private, their bio that is in their social media accounts, all that exposed, all of them should be fired. And boy, the fallout is wonderful to see. But at the same time, this is the same problem that I've been talking in more than one video in the last, 36 hours, 24 hours. I mean, I haven't had any sleep, so I'm a bit cranky right now. Is that we are in close contact, and our children are in close contact with people who have no morals, who have no principles, who will glee at the perspective of a father and a husband dying, even if that person, just thinks different than you. They are literally hurt by words. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure at least the nurse and the firefighter really must know that words don't actually hurt. There are a ton of things that hurt in life, especially physical hurt, but words, no. Words don't hurt unless there's something inside of you. I've always said that if somebody calls me stupid and I think that I'm stupid, I will get offended. There's something inside me that connects with that insult, that what that person is saying. If somebody calls me a platypus, I will say that, all right, I won't feel anything, any sort of emotion, because, well, that is nonsense. There's nothing in me or about me or me that has nothing to do with a platypus. So that's how that works. So they are offended by words. They are offended by different opinions. And that is the problem. And that's why they shot Charlie Kirk, since they couldn't debate with him, because all the Democrat and liberal and progressive and woke trash can never debate with their ideas, because their ideas are trash. Then they can only resort to violence. And sometimes it's bullet violence, sadly. Sometimes it's word violence, but it's violence nonetheless. And the problem is that if there were, I don't know, maybe a computer programmer, all right, an accountant, maybe a lawyer, maybe a cashier at a supermarket, all those are jobs that are not, in close contact with people's well-being, as a nurse, a firefighter, a doctor, a teacher, especially teachers. If there was a computer programmer, I don't know, it would be par for the course. I don't know. I'm not saying that computer programmers are exempt of being judged about that, but it's like you work with a computer. You don't work with children or people who are being hurt or people who are maybe are dying, and you have to assist them. And you understand. So it is dangerous having these people on those positions. And what is concerning is that there is so many of them. It's like I was scrolling. I was making this video. I really needed to take a nap. I was scrolling X to make this video. And I said, my God, there's so many of them. And I also wanted to confirm, this is very important, be very careful that this is legit, because there's also this website. I don't remember I don't want to link to the website, because there are reports in there that I don't know if they are legit, right? Nowadays, it's so easy to frame somebody they said something that they actually didn't say. That is a possibility. But these were people that you could actually look at their bios, look what they posted, and they were really proud of that, as in ready to face the consequences. Although, to be fair, many people don't understand the consequences of posting something online. And this is something that we can learn from. I remember the wise words of Ben Settle when he said, I can never forget that. Every time you post something to the internet, And every time maybe you write a message to a person that you don't trust that much, maybe it's an acquaintance, maybe it's not a person close to your circle, you need to imagine that message, that post, that story, that reel, that blog post, whatever, at some point could be at a trial. You'd be on trial, and that would be printed giant or put on that screen, a 100-inch screen for all the jury and everyone to see. Well, would you be ready for that thought, that opinion, that those wishes to be blown up so a jury that you are on trial are going to see that and you're going to be judged by that? People don't see it. And yeah, I think it's natural, for example, for me, when I have a platform, we have certainly I amassed an audience, I understand the implications, but maybe if you just have a few followers, with just your friends that make that kind of dark humor, they call it, you are not aware of the implications. But you, no matter what is the size of your audience or your social media, you should be aware of this. Imagine that it will be blown up out of proportion. And if you work with vulnerable people, you absolutely 100% deserve to lose your job and go find and do something else. I don't know, learn to code. But again, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Paralanguage Guy. Much love and bliss.